respect Joseph so much, but this is the boxing game, and he makes his way, I make my way,
And it could be in the future. There's a lot of us to respect. Like, I do feel like Aj is a good friend of mine, pretty much like a brother. But in boxing, he wants to be the best, and I want to be the best. And one day we could be facing each other. Yeah, I'll tell you this.
This is sport, this is sport. I'm respecting him not, it is what it is. We cannot change it.
I was speaking to Dave Allen yesterday. Dave Allen said he thinks he's the only man that can beat Usyk in this era. Obviously, he didn't mention himself, but what do you think? Why do you think he might be saying that about him?
Because the way that he's been performing in his recent fights,
thank you, Max.
Body shots. Like, when I do have the chance to fight him, my guy's going to be up here. But we love our work. We train hard. We have great teams behind us. But we just run out there to achieve the best we can. And right now, we're both at the top, waiting for our opportunity.
Explain to people why, because there'll be fans saying, why don't you guys just fight each other? Because you can't get an opponent, and you fighting each other is sick.
I like him so much. We have the same manager. He's in the best position in his career. I'm in the best position in my career. Why we fight, But when we fight, it's the world title.
It should be for the world title. When we fight, it should mean more. Right now, we're fighting with just the two best, up-and-coming fighters, or the two best at the top. We need to fight for the championship of the world. That'll be massive.
This is correct.
I've got a trick question for both of you. Agit, you tell me one thing that he does better than you, and Joe, you tell me one thing that he does better than you.
One thing that he does better than me, or one thing I do better than him.
In meeting, I'm the better. I think so.
You're in eating?
I'm better.
In dancing. I'm better also.
Yeah, he's better dancer.
I'm better at eating raw fish.
He eats raw fish. We were just talking about Kurdish kebabs and stuff.
Okay, those are the words of Joseph Parker and Agit Kabayal. And Joseph made a good point. Of course, the interviewer, shout out to Boxing King Media for having the interview. And of course, they want to pin these guys up to each other. And I've heard a lot of that from my audience, from you guys, that you guys think that that Joseph Parker should fight Agit Kabayal. And I'm not opposed to that fight at all. I just don't understand the fight, because the fight doesn't make sense in terms of rankings, in terms of formation. And I think a fight between those two, like Joseph Parker's mentioned, I think they should be against each other for a world title, because I think both of those guys are in the same position. The only reason Joseph is in a better position than Agit Kabayal is because Joseph is on the WBO mandatory. He's the interim, whereas Agit Kabayal is the WBC interim, and we all know about the WBC. They pretty much do what they want to, and they're not as strict or structured as the WBO or the IBF. So knowing that, it's like, okay, well, and they're not next in line either. So the WBC is far off. Their request for mandatories to mandate a fight is not where the WBO is at this point in time. So why would Agit Kabayal, with having, like they said, they have the same manager, why would they fight each other now? They should fight each other when one of them becomes champ, if that ever happens. You see what I mean? Or let's say Joseph gets his opportunity on the WBO end and comes up short against Alexander Usyk, which is the undisputed champion. And then Agit Kabayal gets his opportunity. That's the way it should go. It shouldn't go, hey, you guys have to fight each other because you guys have nobody else to fight. Well, in that case, that's not fair to our sanctioning bodies that should ensure that we get the opportunity to fight for the championship title, since we are the interim champions. Because if that's the case, if they're not getting the opportunity, what the fuck are they paying the sanctioning fees for? What are they paying the 3% for? To get screwed around, dicked around just because Usyk is doing something else. And I know a lot of people say Usyk has nothing else to prove, and I agree. He doesn't have anything else to prove. However, he's still in the game. He is not retired. So guess what? It's all in the same. You have to do business as usual. Conduct business as usual. Because it's like this. If this was any other job, people, any other fucking job, And you said, hey, yeah, I got my 30 years in, but you know what? I'm not going to retire because I'm still the best at what I do and I still love what I do. That doesn't mean you go to work and do whatever the fuck you want to do. You go to work to do what you were doing, to continue and to keep showing people why you are the best at what you do. You just could retire, but there's no need for you to stay around unless you love what you do. And since you love what you do, it's like, okay, I'm going to continue what I do. I don't have to cut corners. I don't have to avoid challenges. I don't have to do these things. That's the reality of it. Does Alexander Usyk, again, people, just for argument's sake, does he have anything else to prove? No, he doesn't. He's a two-time heavyweight undisputed champion, and he's a undisputed cruiserweight champion. He's a three-time undisputed champion in two different weight classes, the cruiserweight and the heavyweight divisions. He has nothing else to prove, and he's done it flawlessly. There's no draws. There's no losses. They're all wins. And some KOs too. So guess what? He has nothing else to prove, but while he's still here, he has to still do the work as promised. So you guys tell me what you think of Agit Kabayal and Joseph Parker in talks of fighting each other. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunched. Peace.